And I'm Stefan.
And we are
We always had a dream to travel Australia.
So we packed up our lives and began our adventure in our renovated caravan called Rocket.
Be sure to tune in every week to see where our adventures take us next. We just got to Port Neal, and Port Neal is so country. You literally have to park on the road, on the wrong side of the road, to fill up the car with a caravan on a yellow line over the edge. It's the only place to fill up. How cool is that? They were so packed in there. So they're a post place, they're a petrol station, they also have hardware stuff. Oh, here we go. Open 7 days. Fruit, vegetable. They have like hardware stuff. They make sandwiches and like burgers. They obviously have clothes. At the front you can see heaps of stuff. Sell sunscreen. It's just like a full everything in one shop. It's bustling, absolutely packed. Just got to a new spot. It is, as you can probably tell, raining heaps. You can kind of hear it all over the place. It's really nice. It's right by the beach. Some fellow campers just there. And I'm pretty keen, you know what, I'll open the window, show you. Got the solar panels. Look at that, beach is just there. We could have had a bit better of a view, like an overlook over the beach. However, it's quite windy at the moment, and I reckon it would have been blowing out our shower if we wanted to have a shower. Also, the track there was pretty rocky. I think it's going to be pretty perfect for paragliding. I'm very keen. The wind was coming from the beach, there was nice cliffs. I am super keen, because I haven't like paraglided or paramotored in a while, because it's just been super sketchy areas, and I've had quite a few sketchy landings lately. So I've been like, alright, I'm going to wait until it's a bit safer. And this place looks very nice for it, like big sand dunes, so I'll be able to fly above them, as long as the wind keeps coming this way. And if there's no wind, then I can paramotor. So I'm keen. There's actually like hills-ish area around, so I should be able to like run downhill instead of trying to run on sand, which is super hard to launch. So I'm pretty keen. I haven't done that for ages. And yeah, got a bunch of new stuff in the mail. Got my Avata case, which wasn't supposed to be here yet, and it says on tracking that it's not, but it clearly is, which is awesome. And just got the tape just then from Arno Bay to do the solar panels, which is going to be good because I can get them out of the room and onto the car. I don't know how I'm going to take the old ones off the car, but we'll find out. So that'll be interesting. And then we're gonna get the carpet from Port Lincoln. That'll be good. Because yeah, that'll be nice to have carpet there. And then good carpet here. Instead of this grey stuff that looks like an old man hair. Ugh. So this is what the panels look like. Pretty good. It definitely takes up a lot of the bonnet. The only thing is, like, see, it overshoots the bonnet a bit there, as you can see. But when it's in service position, I can still do that and it doesn't actually get in the way. The only other question is, if I lift my bonnet, does it make more room or take room away? That is the question. So I'll have to find that out now. And it looks like there's a lot of extra here. See all this? See, like the actual panel ends there. So the shade. The panel ends there, as you can see. It's a line. So it's got like this much extra, and that's on all four, like on all the sides on every panel. So it literally like adds like that much extra. So if I angle grind it off, I know it's a bit questionable angle grinding it. I might just cut the corner first and see how it looks, because they've obviously got a hole in there, so they're clearly not using this part of the panel. And they're probably just doing it for safety. If you bolt it down, it's got like a lot of stretch before it actually does anything. But I'm sticking it down, so I'm not bolting it, so there's no flex. So I might cut that and see if I can cut it, and then I might cut all the way up and save all that room on both sides before I stick it down. Because yeah, they're just unnecessarily big panels. So we'll see that, and I'll see how it goes. Caravan beach. How nice and blue is this water? Beautiful water. Well, I can definitely officially say there is no way that wind can take this off. It is like, oh, I have to use the vice grips to actually like pull it off. And yeah, it's definitely car safe in the way that you can just sort of roll this sticky stuff off and it doesn't leave a trace. However, I was really hoping it'd be the kind that you could just pull and it like stretches its way off. But I think now that it's gotten so hot, you pull it and it kind of just breaks to pieces. I mean, it's still really sticky and it's doing its job. Like it is on there, but it's going to be very challenging, I think, to get this off. Well, I was supposed to be on there like semi-permanently, but it does look like it'll destroy the panel me getting this off. But when it's off, I don't think it really left a mark. It's just the hot glue that's going to leave a mark, and I can just sort of rub that with my thumbnail. It comes off. So yeah, not silicone. It is coming off. It just takes some time and effort. Alright, so it is working. Just grabbing it with this and pulling it up. It's slow going, but I don't have too much to do. I definitely think next time with the new panels, I'm only going to put one line because I don't think it needs all the ones in the middle, because it's definitely yeah, it's so stuck, like it's so on there. And I'm really glad I did use the car safe stuff, because yeah, this literally just rubs off, like, and then it's totally brand new underneath. The hot glue is going to make it a bit tricky, but it's just a single line around the outside of hot glue. So once I can pick underneath it, I should be able to peel it off like typical hot glue usually does. If you know what I mean, kind of like that, and maybe a little bit of scraping. But yeah, it's the thing. Like if I do scratch it, I'd rather have solar panels and a scratch bonnet than no solar panels, because it's too useful. It's just way too useful, and I don't want to lose my panoramic roof. So this is the no mark tape stuff after like 2 and a bit years or so. Are you filming down here? Check it out. So you can just kind of just rub it off. And yeah, it legit doesn't leave a mark. Totally clean. And check it out. Oh, wish I could get behind the bonnet somehow.
If the solar panel wasn't not working before, well, it definitely ain't now.
Oh, who knows? And they say like flexible panels are a danger because they're going to fly off. I reckon if I left it like this going 300 k's an hour, it still wouldn't fly off.
Those cracks.
Whew. It's like brand new again. Better than it's ever looked. Oh man. So originally the idea to get them off was just this. Like if you rub the end a little bit and then pull it, if you have a look down here, and you pull it, I think the sun has, like the heat has kind of made it a bit more gooey, but ideally you can kind of just like do this, see that? Then it rips, but see, look at that. Polished, brand new again, like there's nothing ever there. So that was the idea originally, but I think, yeah, them getting so hot kind of turns into goo. As you can see, like part of the tape's up there, part of it, it's like sort of broken in half. Pretty interesting. One down. It's not looking too bad. I reckon it'll clean off relatively easy with this stuff. It seems to be just rubbable, like you just kind of rub it and it kind of comes off, which is really good because this was like, as you can tell, it was like I polished it before I put all this on, so rubbing won't scratch it hopefully. And it'll only be fine scratches if it is. But yeah, it's hot glue that's going to be annoying, I reckon. But as long as I get it small enough, I'll just put the other panel on top and not worry about it. Because there's no point in me getting it all off and then having to worry about it again later. If anyone ever does take the panel off, if I ever do sell it. But I don't know. I was talking to Nay about her inheriting this car when I get another one. Because it's a perfect family car, let's be honest. And I can't say no to good old Scarlet. Oh, that shine, it's still so reflective. Panel has protected her well. Right, it's official. One panel off, and I removed as much sticky stuff as I can be bothered getting off, because obviously I'm putting a panel back over, so I was just trying to get rid of the lumps. Like you can see there's still like some residue. So this is from hot glue, this line there. The outside line's hot glue, the inside line is from the sticky stuff that's apparently leaves no trace, but if I do this, you can probably see that's already gone. It literally just rubs off that easy. So if I wanted to, I could clean it properly. I don't recommend, if you're ever putting these on, obviously they are like super on and they're not going to get blown away, but I don't recommend using any hot glue. The reason I did it is because there was a little bit of a gap, I didn't want crap to get stuck under there and stick to the stuff, but yeah, there's no real point. And as far as paint burn from having a solar panel, it's been, you know, years. It's obviously gotten incredibly hot since that is like completely caked. I'm not sure how this one's gonna look, but yeah, like look at that. You can, let me just push my nail through that plastic. It's been so cooked by the sun, good old Australian sun. And this one wasn't much better. I mean, it was a lot better, but it's still like, you know, cooked by the sun. And as you can tell, it's absolutely no sun damage at all. That's just a little bit of water. As you can see, it just wipes off. So yeah, it still looks like brand new, like as I put it on, apart from a little bit dirtier from the stuff I did. But yeah, there's absolutely no burn on the paint, no clear coat, flaking, nothing. It is perfect. So if you're ever wondering, should I put a flexible solar panel on my bonnet? If it's a European car or has anything like a Volkswagen Touareg, you're totally fine. It hasn't marked it at all. And if I didn't use hot glue, it would have come off clean and I wouldn't even had this line. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's worked perfectly. I'll take this one off and see how the melted panel did underneath. And to illustrate if it will come off, like this is how hard I have to pull. Okay, maximum effort. Oh, Jesus. Alright, this is my maximum effort here. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Oh man, I forget how hard it is. Once you get a bit of it, get it going. Shit. Oh, pulling the grips off.
I'll come back when he's finished.
Yeah, maybe once I've got like a bit more of a head weight. Success. Second one is off. And see the melt point on this that looks super bad? It actually did go all the way through. So it melted through the actual plastic as well. So it made me a bit nervous when I saw that. But looks like the car doesn't even have a mark on it. Look at that. It was right around here-ish. Yeah, not even a little. Not even like a colour difference. Unless when it got burnt, it goes brown. And then, you know, brown car. So it's hard to say, but give it a bit of a wipe. I didn't leave a mark. So yeah, I think I can officially say, and this is how easy it should come off, by the way. If I didn't put the hot glue, it would have made, see, it still rips, but yeah, it would have been a bit easier. Nah, it still rips quite a bit. So you definitely, if you put these on with this stuff, you are committing these panels to your car, because taking them off gives, you know, oh, should I say takes the panel's life away, because there's no way this panel would still work. Oh, maybe actually, you know what, I will try it. I'll see if I can get any power out of them. I'll let you know how it goes. That'll be interesting. Do rolled up, smashed to pieces panels still work? Yeah, destined to the bin. Anyway. Oh yeah, I mean they're destined to the trash. We're not going to put them on the roof of the caravan or anything. But yeah, pretty good. Got it off. Just got to do the sticky stuff. And I might trim the panels tomorrow. I'll cut one and see if it messes with it, and hopefully it doesn't. Otherwise, damn, we just waste like $200. But I can't see how I can. So anyway, I'll let you know. So it is done. Gave it a bit of a wash, and it's looking good. And you know what's kind of interesting? Like when I last buffed this car, it's literally when I put the solar panels on, like a couple of years ago. And you can see that it's retained the hydrophobic stuff that I use. See, look at that. Like pulls and drips off. Where this side, where the panels weren't, it's all, yeah, it's lost it. I guess the sun's cooked it off. Yeah, look at that. So not only does the panel not get so hot that it doesn't melt, like clearly the panel doesn't get hot enough to melt the paint, but it doesn't even ruin the hydrophobic qualities of the polish that I use. So you can, yeah, look at that. You can see the line, look at that line in the middle. Like if I just really put it onto there, I'm running out. Yeah, look, the line between the two panels, totally soaked. Other sides, yeah, not so much. You can really see like the line of the where the panels were. It's almost like an actual line. Look at that. You can see where the water wants to sit and where it doesn't. But yeah, I think I did a pretty good job. Like the hot glue is still there. I'd have to use some like bug off or something, like some sort of solventish sort of stuff that doesn't ruin your paint to get it off. But I think it worked pretty well. This is actually the only part that I didn't put any oh, there's still a little bit of hot glue there, but yeah, this bit here I noticed I didn't actually put any hot glue there, and it is, yeah, you can't tell that there was ever a panel or glue or anything there. So that that car stuff, the car safe, I think it was called nanotape. I think it was nanotape. Good stuff. Like, yeah, it sticks it really well, and it is an absolute bitch to get off, and you destroy the panel. But yeah, like, paint's fine. Better than if I didn't have the panel on there, honestly. It's, yeah, still brand new. So if anything, the panel protects it more so than it does damage it, even if the actual panel melts from getting so hot. Because yeah, that is looking good. Good work, car. Just look at these panels. Oh, this one in particular. Like, that is bad. Can't believe it literally melted through to the other side and it didn't melt the paint or even damage it. That's awesome. Good old European paint. Am I right? You know it. So it's a new day. I have the panels, as you can see, the amount of extra fat, and then I cut this bit off, and I first of all cut the little corner, and so I'm going to cut that, and I'm going to cut this probably to maybe here, so I still have a little bit of buffer before the actual panel. And I want to see if this, like, I didn't think it would. It looks like it's just extra, and they have holes in it anyway, so I'm assuming it wouldn't impact the power. These are $200 panels though, so I was a little nervous. And yeah, so I cut them. Well, first I checked their voltage to see how they're doing as far as voltage goes, and they're the exact same, which made it really easy because I can cut this, and then I can test this output, and then not cut that one and test this output, just to make sure before I cut them both. And yeah, so far it did not make a difference. So as I assumed, it would kind of not, because let's be honest, the panel is here, not here. This is just empty plasticky space. So something I found with cutting them, if you do want to make shorter panels, if you cut halfway through and then snap it, if you have a look at this, see how there's like little white bits underneath? It's almost like tearing a little bit. It didn't go very far. It's like probably like a millimeter, maybe less. So it's not a big deal, and like you can see, it's also here, like on the part where they cut it. So it's not really a big deal. But if you just get like an X-Acto blade or Stanley knife or whatever you want to call it, and just keep cutting, just keep doing lines, and then eventually you get through it, then it is like a clean cut. That's about as clean as it gets. Like that's as clean as they did. So yeah, definitely just use one of these and don't go halfway and snap it, because yeah, with this it does leave like little tail lines. Yeah, thought I'd give you an update. Alright, so this is what I'm doing to cut it. I've made a little measuring line here, so take it to there, and that means that I've got from there to there, the panel ends there, so I'll have that much spare on the sides before it actually gets to the panel. So I'm kind of pretty close, but it would be good to get as much really as I can. Yeah, so that should be pretty safe. So if you look at the barcode there, it's like a bit over the barcode by like maybe that much over the barcode. If you look at the barcode on this side, the barcode has a little bit over the panel, so it's pretty much on the panel, but that means I've got that much extra. So I'll be cutting like just along there to give myself a little bit of room, but not a lot, and hopefully I can just follow the blade the whole way up. I've got like a bunch of layers of the cardboard, so if I do go through, it won't, cut my floor. First piece cut. That's pretty good. Cutting that amount off, it definitely helps with size. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side, and the same on this, and same on that one. So we're gonna cut this times 4 off, which is gonna be like that much, and that is going to make it so much better for fitting on my car. So yeah, as you can see, this is the cut. I'll see if I can turn the flashlight on. Nope, too low battery. I really need to charge my phone more. But yeah, you can see there, that's the line at the end of the panel. And it is just like, yeah, a small gap the whole way. I wonder if it's easy. Yeah, it's easy to see there. So yeah, it's totally enough, I reckon. It's definitely cutting it pretty close, but I didn't nick the panel at all. And I tested it, and it puts out perfect voltage, exactly the same as this one. So I'm going to assume that it is undamaged, and I'm going to cut the other side now. Second trim done, and they're still putting out the exact same voltage, so I'm going to test them on the car, make sure they're putting out the same amperage. But look how much different. Like when I line those two up, there is that much extra space we're gaining. And obviously if I do the same to this panel, that's that much extra space we're gaining. Like that is going to be, that's heaps. That's a heaps, massive amount. Because I don't need the eyelet holes anyway, I'm sticking it down. I think I'm going to sand this though, just to make it extra smooth and make sure it's just as resilient. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Working out well. So, turns out that it's all good. When you cut it, I literally get the exact same power out of both of them. So, cutting it made no difference, and I'm just wiring it up now. I'm going to check out the old panels and see if they output anything. It's a super cloudy day, practically no sun, and I'm putting it somewhat under the bonnet-ish. So, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so obviously not 100% full sun, but totally dead. Not even getting 0.001 of an amp, nothing at all. It is totally cooked. But I mean, look at it. It kind of makes sense. It looks pretty cooked. And to be fair, when they were working perfectly, they were still pretty shit. Alright, so I'm just sanding it with a bit of, well, first I just went along with this to get any little burrs, and then I sanded it with some 1200 grit, and then I just went over it quickly like just a quick like with the lighter. And as you can see, this is the side that I didn't cut. This is the laser cut side from Renogy. And as you can see, there's like a little bit of delamination, tiny ever so slight bit, and it's the exact same where I did it, and it is a perfectly sliced. So this is what it ended up like. Sorry for the look at that, by the way. Snails just casually like haven't been here that long, have I? But yeah, so that's the end that I've done. Pretty perfect, I reckon, and this is what it turned out after the cut. So you can see it's a bit jaggedy and not so perfect. So I definitely reckon if someone's going to do this, they should yeah, sand it. Well, first just like sort of scrape it, just get rid of all the like little loose bits like that, just with the X-Acto blade or Stanley knife, and then yeah, just to trim it so it's nice, and then just sand it so it's like perfectly smooth. And I just ran the lighter along just to, if it does have any little bits of plastic, just to like, you know, melt them back together or what have you. But yeah, it looks pretty much the same as the way they cut it. And yeah, it checked it, and it turns out it is, yeah, retains 100% of its power. So yeah, I'm thinking that it only really matters as long as you don't go past this, because that is the cell and that is just buffer. But yeah, I also rounded the sides. They're going to be on the outside, so it's going to be like this. I'm not rounding these sides because these ones are going to be like right against each other, and I'll round those sides. But yeah, that's it. Come on, little snail, time to leave. Whoopsie doodles. There you get it. Pretty good. I'll put it on soon. Alright, stage 3, I think. I don't know if we've really been given stages. But so the idea is that I've cleaned it all up. All we have to do now is line it up with this perfectly when we lay it down. Just like, you get the idea. There's going to be nail on one side, me on the other. And we're not going to record it because I'm going to want both my hands. And yeah, if we screw it up, it's screwed up permanently, because as you saw before, once it sticks down, you have to destroy the panel to get it off. So we have to be very careful. And I'm going to connect them together so it's one big panel, and put the sticky stuff in the middle to keep them together. But that's looking pretty good. and it should work out pretty well. And it's going to be stuck down like that. It does go over the wipers a little bit, and it does mess with the sprayer a little bit, so I might see if I can move the sprayer down and spray between this gap, and then we'll be sweet. But if not, it's a little annoying. But as you can see, it doesn't mess with it too much, and hopefully it's all good. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it goes. You're getting all the tape already. Alright, so this is the moment before we put it down. Put an extra bit on the corner, because last time the corners peeled up a little bit. Extra bit at the front, because it deals with the most amount of push. Extra little bit there as well, so it's three extras at the front. Little extra halves there, because it's only a half. 2 in the middle, and then up the whole side. And then I've done it, because the bonnet curves, I've put it on the bonnet instead of the panel, so hopefully I can just lay it straight down. Wish us luck. I'll show you the after product, and hopefully it's as good as we hope it is, and we're not like off to the angles really bad. Successfully done. Look at that. Looks beautiful, and it is on that. It does look like there's a little bit of a kink in there now, but it's looking pretty good. Hopefully it stays good and doesn't come, because yeah, obviously slowly pulling. Yeah, see that? There's like a little bit of a lift. Don't know why. So it went down straight. Yeah, I guess the bonnet probably isn't 100% straight either. But a little bit of a kink's okay. Hopefully it stays good and I get good power from it. That's the main thing. Doesn't look like I'll be hitting the window wipers at all, which is nice. I'll be able to run the power through and under here and connect it all up. See how it goes. Fingers crossed for it being awesome. So as you can tell, there's a shit ton of flies around. And yeah, we finished it. It's looking good. I just test connected it now, because yeah, I want to wire it differently later. I'm going to have this center one wired to the other one over there, and the other center one wired to this one over there, so there's only 2 cables going down. And before the sun went away like it just did, now I feel like I can't prove it. I should have shown before I started yabbering on, but we're getting 15 amps in. Oh, that's a big ass cloud. God damn it. I'll show you back in a second. Alright, I want you guys to watch this with me. Look at this, 11, 14. Come on, you hit your maximum like I saw it before. 13, come on. Oh, I shouldn't have looked at that. That was bright as. Yeah, I think we're still like just crisp in the end of that cloud. 14.5. Oh, a bit more cloud again. But you get the idea. That is insane. We can now just add an extra 15 amps to our, to the car's always charging 15 amps, so we can chuck the unicycle and scooter in and always have it going. I still have to wire it up to connect, so I can just connect it to the caravan to add to it, and probably be buying some more energy panels in the future. Oh, it's out now. Here we go. 13 amps. Oh, it's probably a bit right. 13.9, 14. Oh, I can already feel a bit more cloud. But that's pretty good. Little cloud. Come on. Either way, there's a lot of cloud, but you get the idea. That's amazing. That is incredible right there. Fantastic.